What's up everyone, my name is Alexandra Rosen, and if you are anything like me, 2021 is the comeback year. So, we all know as athletes, it's almost inevitable that we are going to get injured at some point in time. We talk a lot about how to prevent injuries, things to do like prehab, exercises, stretches, things like that. But what happens when you actually get injured? So we all know that life gets in the way. Injuries can happen anywhere, anytime. You can get injured, of course, while you're running, but you can also get injured simply tripping over a shoe and something twists in the wrong way. So let's talk about a few ways to approach an injury and a few things that I think are important when you are injured and on your road to recovery. Now, before I get into my top 3 things that you should do while recovering from an injury, I wanted to give a little honorable mention. So something that I learned going through my, there's a little bug. Something that I learned going through my last injury is the power of mindfulness. Now, there is a documentary on Netflix, and I'll put it up on the screen, that talks about mindfulness and the power that it has to heal not only the mind, but also the body. Now, for me, mindfulness and meditation did not heal my injuries. I 100% credit my doctors. However, in this documentary, they do have a couple of people who have said that their injuries have recovered faster and with less procedures simply by meditating and using mindfulness as a tool. So that is something that I would suggest that you look into, not something that you count on. However, what it did do for me is it relieved a lot of the mental strain that this injury was taking on my body. As athletes, we want to keep going and moving and just push. But sometimes our body says no, and we can't do it. We all have our limits, and that can be very difficult on the mind. And so for me, mindfulness definitely took away the stress and allowed me to have space to be motivated and push through. So either way, if you feel that it works to heal your mind and body, more power to you. But bare minimum, I feel like mindfulness heals the mind extremely well and gives you that extra push and motivation to get through things. So when you're in the early stages of an injury, most doctors will tell you just rest. You know, we all get that acronym RICE. They tell us RICE, and that is going to be hopefully your cure, right? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But when we are in that early stage of recovering from an injury, it can be very hard, especially as athletes, to sit and just rest, to just sit on the couch and watch TV for days and sometimes weeks. One thought that kept coming into my mind was I just kept thinking about how I'm gonna lose all this muscle, I'm gonna get out of shape, maybe I should go on a diet to kind of compensate, but really that is not the way to think about things. One of the most important things that you can do, especially at this early stage in recovery from an injury, is nutrition. Focus on nutrition. So I went onto Google, and sometimes Googling your injury is not the way to go. But in this case, I'm gonna say it's okay. I Googled the type of injury that I had. I learned more about it. I learned what the actual injury is. Is it a ligament? Is it a muscle? Is it a straight up break? It could be anything for you. For me, it was mostly the tendons and the ligaments. So then I went online and I searched for foods that will help recover tendons and ligaments. And I found so much information, and I was able to first of all, I was able to get excited about food and cooking, and that gave me something to do while I was not running or biking or any of that sorts. But it was also really nice because I was able to focus on my nutrition and getting in the proper nutrients that will not only make my body healthier, but also help to repair my tendons and my ligaments. Okay, so now that we have passed that initial RICE stage and we are ready to move on to physical therapy, this is extremely extremely important, and it can also be very damaging to the soul. And I speak from personal experience because most recently, the injury that I had, I literally could not walk. I could not sit or lay down without pain. It was very difficult. And so when I finally got to the point where I could go to physical therapy, they were teaching me how to walk with a cane. And that can be soul crushing. But here's the thing that I realized. Once I got past that point and they gave me exercise, and it was literally like lift your leg and put it down. And that was difficult. And so that was hard to process. But here's what I've learned. Physical therapy is specifically going to make you stronger. In fact, it's going to make you stronger than you were before. And that is something to remember. So once I got out of the initial emotional stages of this injury, I started doing my physical therapy exercises at home every day. I would not break a sweat. It would not be that hard, but sometimes it would be painful. And so I just decided that if I'm going to do this every single day, it's going to make me stronger. And it might suck day to day, but in the long run, it's going to make me stronger. And sure enough, now that I'm out of that point, I am stronger than I was before. My legs are so much stronger. They are capable of so much more, and I'm back to being able to push myself to continue to achieve the goals that I have set. So the point being, physical therapy exercises are exercises. That is your workout for the day. It might not be a 10K run, but for you in that stage of your injury, it is like a 10K run. You are gonna kill it every single day, and as long as you keep doing it, you're gonna come back stronger. All right, so once we've made it past the first two stages in recovering from an injury, we've done the resting, we've done PT, and we are ready to start going again. It's so important that you remember 25%, then move up to 50, then 75, and of course, ultimately 100%. This can be slow, and you want it to be slow. Don't go too fast. The last thing you want is to go backwards and to have to start again and to get re-injured or go back to physical therapy. I think physical therapists are awesome, but quite frankly, I don't want to be going there frequently. So, of course, remembering those PT exercises, do them on your off days, do them before your run or after your run. Stretch, foam roll, use the handheld rollers, take baths in Epsom salt or ice baths. All of those things, remember to replenish your electrolytes. All of those things will help your body to recover, to continuing recovery, and to continue to be able to put out more, to continue to up the level of exercise, up the level of intensity. It will make all of the hard work that you put in sustainable. And that's the most important thing. So remember, injury and recovering from an injury is all part of the game. It happens, life happens. It happens to anyone, no matter who you are, professional athlete, amateur, age grouper, whatever kind of athlete you are, it's going to happen. So I hope you found these tips helpful. These are the things that really helped me in my injury recovery process, and I hope they help you too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.